We got him! We got him! We got him, folks! We got him! We got Matt Judge! Welcome, folks! Welcome! Therapy Army, where are you? Therapy Army! See, I'm only allowing myself to get a little bit giddy. A little bit giddy. Listen, welcome to United Real Therapy, people. Big up to every one of you. Big up to the Therapy Army. Matt Judge, the man, crimes against football. Crimes against Man United. That man is gone. So I'll say it again. Folks, we got him. Down goes Matt Judge. Down goes Matt Judge. Down goes Matt Judge. Big up to every one of you. Love, light, respect to every one of you, Therapy Army. Finally, he's been removed. The guy that's absolutely toxified his football club for a decade almost. For a decade. The man that's done the most ridiculous transfers. Giving people 6-year contracts. Buying people that are worth 22 million for 55 million. Ridiculousness. And let that sink in. Bankers were in control of the Man United Football Club as a whole, were making footballing decisions. Let that sink in, people. When people go, Man United are crap, we've got people who are running our football club playing against us. Playing against us. Big up to every one of you. Big up. Come on. Green and gold till the club is sold. Green and gold till the club is sold. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, people. Where are you, Giddy Army? Where are you? I'm not getting too good because we're still owned by toxic effers. We're still owned by them. But big up, Tom. Get up in here, lad. Get up in here. Time to talk, people. I keep saying you. I keep talking to all you. Telling you. I keep telling you that Matt Judge is being a toxic virus. Exactly. There you go. I can celebrate this Super Nick because this guy single-handedly has controlled and ran Manchester United football contracts for a long time, handing out some ridiculous contracts, buying ridiculous players. So big up to every one of you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Subscribe to the channel. Big up to everybody on Twitter Spaces, all the people that were shouting me out all throughout the day. You know? All throughout the day, man. So big up to every one of you. Love, light. I'm just happy we got him. I'm not getting giddy about because we're still owned by the Glazers. We're still owned by toxic effers. But I'm giddy that finally somebody who's so bad at their job, who had zero qualification for their job, zero qualifications, zero qualification to make footballing decisions, is finally gone out of this football club. We celebrate with a cup of tea like we do, like most Manx. Cheers. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. It is what it is, people. Natalie, Nuruddin, you have given you mad respect for keeping folks informed about the structure of the club and how it's being run by. Of course, Natalie. That's what the whole channel is about. The whole channel is about. I'm not here to do clickbait. I'm not here to gas people up. The therapy is disservice to you. It's not just me, it's the community. It's the community. You keep each other in check. That is why it's the therapy, because we talk about the substantial issues that are taking place in this football club. So big up to every one of you. Big up yourself, Natalie. Big up Alicia. Stick my Parrot Judge on the top fixed league. Ah, God, Alicia, you killed me. Alicia, you just murdered me. You come on here and you just murder me. That's what it is, man. Seriously. Hey, are we all are we giddy yet? Listen, we are fully getting close to being fully giddy for life. We just need these Glazers to go out. So anybody, keep the protest going. I'd rather you leave the stadium in 17 minutes to go than walk in 17 minutes later. But any protest I will do, any visibility around there. And the clapping of yesterday, one of the most enjoyable things about yesterday's game was every 15 or 20 minutes, everybody's singing, if you hate the Glazer, stand up, and everybody's clapping. So big up to everybody, man. Big up to everybody. Honestly, love, mad light, mad respect to you all. This is what it is, people. It is mad one out here. Matt Judge was the chief negotiator of all Manchester United contracts. I repeat, a banker called Matt Judge was in charge, was the chief negotiator of all Manchester United contracts. That's why he gives out mad contracts. Just the madness that no football clubs do. So the fact that he's gone, I am gassed. And I thank people like Ralf, I thank people like even David Moyes, who brought people like Murta to the club, who are now making footballing decisions. So big up to everybody who's had a hand in play. I don't care. I have no agendas. My only agenda is Manchester United Football Club being competitive. Now, if we get a football structure, hopefully, people, it doesn't mean Man United are going to win the league, because we're not that giddy, people. We know how football works. Things don't work like that. But what will it give us is that it will give us the opportunity to function like a football club again, knowing that we're still under the constraints of Glazeronomics. It's still the Glazers run things. But now, instead, the players that we can get in will be by footballing people. We hope, we pray. Because for a decade, people, almost a decade, the people who run our football club were playing against us. I cannot stress this enough. They have been to the biggest obstacle for this football club to function like any other football club. So that's what I'm talking about. So when rival fans go, but you spend a lot of money. Spent on what though? By who though? Listen, I'm not on a Ribena, bro. You know what I am? I'm on the tea, mate. Herbal tea. Check it out. It's called Tiger Tea, man. Tiger Tea, Bengal Spice. Ribena's too sugary for me, man. Big up Tom, man. Tom's in here. Tom!
Where's the party poppers then? Come on.
Listen, no party poppers yet, lad, because we got a long way to go. But you know what? My guy should not be allowed to resign. He should be locked up tonight for crying against the Man United fan base as a Man United football club. That's what he should be locked up. But talk to me, Tom. Reaction on breaking news, obviously, a couple of hours ago. It broke that Matt Judge is finally out of here.
What did I say to you? Right. Let's just rewind 2 weeks ago. What did I say to you about John Murtough and the madness that he's on? Did I not speak to everybody on the channel? Where I said he's going around every single department. He did it with the scouting network. He's now done it with the technical director's job. He's been interviewing people. He's removed Aaron Fletcher as technical director and put him in the coaching staff. And then now he's interviewing all these people for all these other roles. Paul Mitchell for technical director or head of global scouting, Andy O'Boyle of chief negotiations. All these different footballing people who have football qualifications, not banking qualifications, but for footballing people. Like we say with Matt Judge, I said, with John Murtough, if he's going on this madness that he's going on and this run, he's going to be the next victim. Because you can't have somebody who's this slow in the market to recruit people, recruit players. And it's not even about recruiting the players, though. It's recruiting the wrong players. And the prices we pay for players is ridiculous. It's okay finding the players from Adam. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be paying the prices that we pay for players. I'm sorry, we shouldn't. And like I said, we need to move away from these big money players, these big money signings, because they get us nowhere. I'm happy, Nuruddin, right? If we've built a team where we have 10 other players, I'm happy to spend £100 million on one player to finish the team off. I am happy to do that. Like City are going to do with Erling Haaland. Spend 75 to £100 million on Erling Haaland to complete their team. Liverpool did it a couple of years ago with Van Dijk and Alisson. Spent big money to complete and finish that project and build the team. I'm happy to do that when we've built a team. But until that point, there's nothing that we need to discuss about anything. And listen, we said what we said, but I think nobody get giddy. I put the comment in the chat. just before I was doing something work related, and when I put in the comment, I said, "People, don't be under any illusion. Don't get giddy about this. Let's wait and see who they bring in as replacements. It's okay getting rid of them. We could have, Matt Judge's brother. I don't know. We could have, I don't know, Joe Judge's. If he's got a brother or whatever. You just don't know with this club at any point. You just don't know. So let's not actually imagine him. Ed Woodward. I won't put it past him. Who said that? Joey? Was it Joey? Or Ben? Ben. Big up Ben. I wouldn't put it past him. Put it that way.
Oh God, I won't put it past the Glazers. Can you imagine announcement tonight? Matt just been replaced by Ed Woodward, who's now taking a new role as the chief negotiator of all Man United contracts. Could you imagine?
No, but I think huge respect's got to John Murtough.
Listen to me. I don't want you to understand people. Please don't misunderstand me. I am giddy of the fact that we got one of the most toxic, incompetent, absolute clowns.
Yeah.
Ever hold such a position and power in this football club is gone tonight. I'm so happy about that. And he resigns. Nobody sacked him. He resigned.
But no. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it was a case of he was pushed before he was shoved?
That's what, bro. It's got to be. I don't care how it was done. He is gone. But he should be locked up because he literally played against us. Imagine if you're a Liverpool fan there sitting, how do I put a plan together to do the downfall of Man United for a decade and a half? Well, I'll just get in touch with Matt Judge to do this, to do that. That's what it feels like. You couldn't even write the script. You can't write the script what he was doing. As soon as I found out about what he was doing, I was screaming it on top of my lungs to people who will listen to me. But
you have been for years. You've got to give him respect. He has been for years.
No, people didn't want to understand. People are like, no, I'm not asked about what goes on there. I'm asked about what's football on the pitch. I understand that sentiment. I understand that because as football fans, we only look at what's on the pitch. But the fact that what we don't understand is that a lot of fans didn't understand is that what's happening behind the scenes has a direct effect on what you see on the pitch. So that is the reason why I'm happy. All this means, people, is now we can get back on track, hopefully, and get footballing people to make footballing decisions. Are those footballing people going to make mistakes? Of course they are. Are those footballing people going to make mistakes? Can they hopefully learn from those mistakes? Yes, they can. Because they're at least footballing people and they understand more than he will ever understand. But at the end of the day, we are owned by the Glazers. So I can't get fully giddy. I'm telling you now, the day the Glazers are headed out, I'm doing the show naked. Absolutely naked. The channel will probably get shut down, but I won't care because then I know Man United are back to being a football club. But honestly, I can't speak about this. No, I don't want to terminate him. I wish him well. I wish him well on what he does, but he should be locked up. That's the only thing I'm thinking. He should pay a massive fine, right? Massive fine, and should serve some time. That's what I think. But I don't know this guy personally. As a working class person, I'm never gonna wish somebody to lose their job. But when you're that incompetent, you have ruined the lives, the happiness of millions, almost 1 billion fans across the world who love their football club. Then you deserve what you get. No, this is it, Mr. Structure on the Giddy Express. Listen,
he's on the Giddy juice, lads. He's on the Giddy juice.
You wouldn't know because it's the fact that we got him out of there. We got him out of there, and now I can't stress enough. Let me say this word slowly. Manchester United will hopefully now have footballing people that will make footballing decisions. Wow. Isn't that like the most common sense thing that ever be? That's the most common sense thing ever be. Having football people making the football decision. But in the last 10 years, we've had Matt Judge, Ed Woodward making footballing decisions. They have zero qualifications.
Yeah.
So big up to every one of you. Callies, listen, pull up the quotes, bro. Pull up the official quotes. I beg you. Pull up, I think it's Osteen that reported that broke the news. So
Daniel Ornstein, yeah.
Yeah. Pull up the quotes and the relevant of the quotes, but big up. But we're still owned by the Glazers. That's why I can't allow myself. I can't allow myself to get too giddy, because, like he said, like Ben said before, they're probably. It's not.
You wouldn't put things past them. You really wouldn't.
You wouldn't. They would still. They might like people who. What are you doing? Ooh, now you got rid of the guy that was in charge of Glazeronomics, the guy that was keeping our stock in the New York Stock Exchange high. You got rid of him. The guy that was making every player, inflating every player as a massive, huge asset to the club. You got rid of him. So, listen. Oh, yes. Sack all the people that need to be sacked. All of the people. Yeah, Adam Dawson, yes. Get rid of him as well. Get rid of all of the people who have been in charge, who have been part of this absolute abject failure that's been Man United for the last decade and a half. People think it's the last 5 years. I don't consider the League Cup a proper trophy. I don't consider Europa League a proper trophy. I consider the FA Cup a proper trophy because the FA Cup is the best cup competition.
It's historical, yeah. It's got history to it. Yeah.
No, but even the way it's set up, the FA Cup is the most extraordinary football cup competition in the world. It is. It's from the grassroots all the way up through the leagues. Everybody has a chance. There's nobody else has a cup like this. The FA Cup is so unique. The FA Cup is one of the best things British football has ever, or English football has ever produced. It is the best thing. Big up, man. Big up, man, like John Stewart. Big up yourself. Bro, fraud judge finally gone. Yes, John.
Yeah, big up, John. Big up.
Big up, man. Big up and love and respect to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Become part of the therapy army. Here we talk about substantive stuff. We talk about the real issues. We don't try to clickbait people. We talk about what matters. Who are the people who are causing us not being able to compete with our rivals? And Matt Judge is one of the biggest obstacles that stop Man United from competing. He was horrendous. Why did it take? For me to believe how bad it was, it didn't take ever to get on television to say Matt Judge is terrible. He's terrible.
Did you can you remember that quote that he came out with on Sky Sports, where a sporting director had I think he phoned Patrice Evra up and he said, "Can you get a hold of Matt Judge?" And Patrice Evra didn't even have any links to the club at the end.
They were asking him, "Can he pick up the phone?" Big up AG.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon. He's gone, but I will remain skeptical on to see the replacement.
Of course.
There we go, AG. That's what I'm talking about, AG. That's what I'm talking about, AG. Big up yourself, brother.
But people, let's not change our stance though. Like with things going on with like protests and stuff like that. Don't be deluded. They've done this before. They did it with the Super League. Nudin, let me ask you a question. Did they not do this with the Super League where they bought all these prima donna players? Sancho we'd chase for 2 years. Let's get him. Ronaldo homecoming, the merchandise, the superstore was packed. Anybody who went to the game will know. Same thing with Rafa Varane, multi-Champions League winner, Champions League Varane. You know, the quotes that come out from it. But anyway, it is Khalees anyway. Big up Khalees.
Big up Khalees, man. There we go. Matt just was responsible for negotiating transfer contract with UFC and have been involved in the transfer business since summer of 2004. Exactly. Look at that, people. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly, Alien Tunnel. We got a draw last night. I can't believe it either. Matt just took an incoming.
I told you. Don't put it past them.
Don't put it past them. Don't put it past them. But listen, all of you, big up series. It is the best comment of the night.
Yeah.
Over the moon is gone, but I will remain skeptical until I see the replacement. Keep up the good work, and until we see it, the proof will be in the pudding. It's not rocket science. It's nowhere to hide. If we get a proper football structure, they will do their bit. They're not going to make every decision right, but that what they'll do is they'll give the manager the right fundamentals. They will give him the right help for him to be able to succeed, and that's what we want.
Can I just make a point though, because I know a lot of people are being a bit sceptical around what Paul Mitchell's role would be at the football club. He will not take. Paul Mitchell. Let me put it into context. Matt Judge's role at the football club is financial base. It's got hardly anything to do with football. It's all paperwork, contract signing, negotiations. It's a financial job. Paul Mitchell is a sporting director or a chief scout. So
or head of recruitment.
or head of recruitment. So he will not take Matt Judge's role, just to confirm for anybody who might be a bit confused in that. He would be likely to do what Jim Lawler and what was the other guy? Bout, was it? I can't remember his first name. Anyway, the two scouts that got sacked anyway. That's sort of Paul Mitchell's role of operation. If you want somebody who would be the chief negotiator at Man United, somebody like Andy O'Boyle, who we spoke about with Liverpool links and everything, he would be a financial acumen because he's worked under proper sporting governing bodies like the FA and the EPL. He's worked with proper governing bodies over contract negotiations and passing new laws for the game to play. For example, the implementation of VAR in football. That's a contractual negotiation that they had to bring in. Same thing with goal line technology, GDS, to bring that into the game and bring football, more modernising of the football world. Same thing like we say with play development and stuff, like we talk about with England, stuff like that. These are the sort of roles that you want to look at. So if you're looking at Paul Mitchell and think he's going to do Matt Judge's role, he won't. Paul Mitchell might come in, but they might hire somebody else to do Matt Judge's job as well.
The only thing with Matt Judge will be just preparing. The person who takes the position of Matt Judge will just be doing the administration of contracts. Like
He'd be signing the paperwork and stuff.
That's it. But that's what he should have been. But instead, he wasn't that. Matt Judge was the decision maker, the guy that was giving out 6-year contracts to people like Harry Maguire. The guy that was paying when Fred was only for 22 million was paying 50 million. The guy that negotiated to give Sanchez almost $500,000 in wages. Is the madness. Di Maria, all these just overpaying for players.
Yeah, Falcao. Yeah, there's another.
All of these guys, it was him. So this is what I'm saying to you. So to me, if Paul Mitchell does come in, he will come in on the actor to me as head of recruitment. Yes. Got director of football as John Mehta. So he'll be head of recruitment and he can put people in place that he's worked with before that can help Man United move into the 21st century. Will write the rest of football, right, for a long time.
Absolutely.
Big up, listen, here we go. Darren Fletcher is expected to revert to match defined technical director role at the end of the season, having spent the past 5 months assisting Rangnick in the first team level. So he'll go back to just.
So basically, from that point, Ten Hag said, "I don't want you to sit next to me." Yeah, that's basically what it is, pretty much, isn't it?
Listen, Ian Mubarak, man. Listen, it's not Ian Mubarak's not yet till 2 days, man. So
2 days, yeah.
Who are fasting? Big up, man. Love and life.
Big up to him, yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up. Here we go. Let's not forget that the Premier League did us a dirty by allowing Glazer. Exactly. And the Labour government as well. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was under Blair.
Tony Blair, yeah.
It was under Blair. Those Muppets did this happen. And if you think that they took over easily, go on, type it into YouTube. Riots outside Old Trafford. This
is what I don't understand though with ownership in this country. And I know it's changed now, like we said with Newcastle, where the first takeover bid was blocked and stuff, and Chelsea's had all these other problems trying to get a new owner and stuff. But there's always been a real problem with ownership in this country of any business, but irrespective of football clubs, of any business. And we're not turning this into the politics show. That's for Nuruddin and Earth fans show anyway. But when we talk about in a footballing context, how can you buy a football club and get loans? It's like when you go to a bank, you get a loan for a mortgage on a house, or you get a loan to cover your car or whatnot. But you can't do it. These things have to be paid off, and these people don't pay these things off. This is the problem. And people, we talk about like protests and stuff, and potentially like if the ownership was to sell the football club, who is going to buy the football club? Because first of all, they want the money that they want. Which, as I reported like ages ago, going back months, they wanted about £5 billion for the football club. And that's just to start. There's no negotiating. £5 billion or you don't get the club. Simple as that. And then second of all, you've then got to pay all of the debt off of the football club that they own as well. They're not going to take any chunks out of their money that you'd give them to buy the club. So you've got to pay that off as well. And then everybody else will want the improvements of the club. So you want a stadium improvement. That's going to cost a lot of money. You want to buy new players. You want to buy, develop the training ground like we've all been saying about. I've banged on about these floodlights for God knows how long at the training ground that was supposedly to be in renovation. I've still not seen any change at the training ground. Have you, Nuruddin? No, not the training ground. We hear about these developers they've hired, the same developers that developed the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, right? What's that supposed to mean? Is that supposed to impress us? PR. That's all this is, guys. PR. Don't be fooled. And like we say with Matt Judge, this has not been like. I don't think this has been secretive. You don't just resign on the spot, do you know? You talk over time. If you're gonna go, you don't just think, right, I'm walking into the office. Nah, I've had enough of this. He's been at the club. I can't remember how long Matt Judge has been. I think he's been here till, is it 2014 since he took office in his role as chief negotiations. I think it was about 2014. Anyway, and we look at it since, Nuruddin, in terms of player recruitment and negotiations. When was the last time that we won the league? What, 2013? About the same time that he took office.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like you say, I think John Murtough, I think, has had a big say in this. And I think Ralf as well. I think with Ralf coming out in the media, and he criticised the recruitment policy. 2 days later, the 2 senior scouts get sacked. Then the chief negotiator's gone. All these people now are being moved out of their hot seats where they've sat there comfy for far too long, and they've not been exposed into the public eye with their names. Like, everybody knows who they are now. There's no hiding. There's no getting away from it. Listen, you can walk with a 10-man security team. People still know what you do at the football club and who you are. You shouldn't need to hide from fans. Fans should want to be there. You should want to interact with them. Same with owners. We see it all the time with ownership in this country. Proper football owners. I take it, for example, there was the guy, which is Vishai. I can never pronounce his last name. Anyways, the Leicester City owner who tragically died in the helicopter crash. Proper footballing owner. I'm talking about proper footballing owner, proper fan-orientated man. Went to every single Leicester City game, home or away. Put money into the club, youth development. Even like with I think he did a lot of charity work as well around the football club. That's what you talk about, proper football ownership in this country. Doing things, not just, in a way, I guess, go above and beyond. Like even Manchester City, we can say it about oil money and stuff like that. The reason they built stuff for the youth team, the women's team, that's what you call proper dictatorship at a football club. Yeah. Taking the ball by its horns and going on into the sunset. And then you look at all the success that they've had now for 3-4 years, and what have we done? Stood still at the end of the day. Completely just stood still. But John Murtough, I think, is the main person, I think, behind all this. People might not think of it in that way, but look at this, right? We didn't appoint Ralf Rangnick for no reason, did we not? And he was the one who brought him to the football club. Ten Hag's been appointed. Who was the main person leading interviews and stuff and recruitment for the new manager? John Murtough and Darren Fletcher. Then all these scouts have gone. It's completely, whitewashing behind the scenes as well. Matt Judge, I'd expect potentially even some more people to maybe be ruffled around, or maybe just as Matt Judge has done today, resign. Anybody wants my opinion, and I think it was nudged before he was pushed off the cliff. Personally, it's better to go out resign, isn't it, than be sacked? Because if you go out as been sacked, I mean, who else is going to take him for a job potentially? I don't know anywhere who's going to take him for a job at the end of the day. But I think finally we're seeing a bit of control with sporting people and proper footballing people behind the scenes. There is a control there, is there not? Because John Murtough has not got this power from nowhere, has he? He's not God. He's not got this power from nowhere to start removing people from office at the end of the day. Because you wouldn't see all these people being moved out of the football club if he's not been given some sort of advice, some sort of power from the ownership to say, listen, we need to do things differently. Because they can't, like I said to you before with Richard Arnold, I understand everybody's point of view on Richard Arnold. He can't be seen to be the same as Ed Woodward. He can't be seen to fail again. Same with the new manager. They can't be seen to get another managerial appointment wrong. It can't happen. Because if it happens again, then people are just going to go back to the same point. What's changed? Then nothing will have changed at the end of the day. But listen, we can move forward from this now. It's positive news. obviously, you know, we don't expect anybody to lose the job over it and everything like that. Nobody should be getting giddy on the champagne or anything, popping party poppers or anything like that. But listen, we don't expect anybody to lose the job. But if you're at the level of this club where we are, if you're there for nearly, well, I think he's been there now 8 years. If he's been there since 2014, 8 years, and you've had all this failure, you're not doing your job properly. Unfortunately, you're just not doing your job properly, and you need to be moved on.
Exactly. Listen, my internet, Neil Ashton is obviously interfering with it. But somebody asking here, that's Sohail asking, big up Sohail Usman, Mr. Structure, what would you like to replace Matt Judge as director? You know what? Give Paul Mitchell a chance. He's a United fan. He's from around Manchester. Give him a chance. He's got a
you would give him the football negotiator's job.
Record. Yeah, as a head of recruitment, because this is what it would be. The thing, all right, don't forget, right? Negotiator, head of recruitment, don't forget. It's about what you're doing. So Paul Mitchell, if he got the job, with Ralf Rangnick Consultancy, with Murta, they would all be a team who negotiate transfer as a team, not one individual person. So it would be more about a team. You need a team behind the team. That's what you see on the football pitch. So that's what it would be. Big up, people. Listen, people. Nearly 300 of you in here. Please smash a like.
Get the likes up, people. Come on.
If you're already subscribed. Big up here. Bruce and Dortmund. Hans Shocking says, we gave Haaland a release clause. Otherwise, he would have gone to Man United. Well, it is what it is at the end of the day.
That's what Mino Raiola wanted, though, didn't he? He wanted a release clause because it was a stepping stone.
Listen, and you know what? Rani, I will take over the national team as manager of Austria at the end of the season, but I will continue consulting with Man United. You know what? They already agreed that before he took the job. He can have another job, so it's all good. Man United expects to appoint a replacement for Matt Judge and in a new transfer negotiator soon. Deputy football director also due to be appointed shortly. This is Docker. Docker's got people. He's quite close to the people at Old Trafford. He's one of the people that the club used to get good news out. So watch out for him. Matt Judge was wasted. No, not just money. Not just wasted 100 million. It's not. He's wasted more than that. Are you kidding me? All the contracts he gave out, he wasted. To me, he wasted triple or quadruple that. He's wasted. Man United wasted almost $1 billion, and he's majority of it. He's partly responsible for that. So it's not just 100 million, bro. That you're underestimating it.
Well, it's about $1 billion into it, really. We've wasted in transfer since Ferguson retired.
Yeah. No other major appointments of the Ben expected this summer as it stands, although things can change. Well, the biggest announcement and the major change would be the Glazers to absolutely get the hell out of this football club. Big up, man.
Now, but we can help.
Listen, big up Arun, man. Arun, nothing but love for you, bro. Absolutely nothing but love for you.
Big up Arun.
Yeah, big up Arun, yeah. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's hope we go Paul Mitchell. Let's hope. If he comes in, I'm sure that he will be better. But guys, have you heard the latest things from Ralf Rangnick? Ralf Rangnick again for the press conference for the Brentford game, further exposing the Glazers. For me, anybody who's having any problems with Ralf Rangnick, you don't know what you're doing. This guy comes in, exposes what's going on. People get fired right, left, and center. People have to leave because he's exposed them for what they are. Rangnick, I'm really looking forward to playing part of helping Man UFC to become a real force again. Big up Khalid Ramidin Lassie, Chief United Real Editor, Reporter. Big up, man. Listen, only to replace. Oh my God, Marcel Bat. We just got rid of him. Did we get rid of him? Is Marcel? Yeah,
that's his name, Marcel Bat. I always forget his first name, Marcel.
And the other one, I forgot the other one.
Jim Lawler.
Yeah, Jim Lawler. Listen, no, we're not gonna bring Ollie back, mate. Stop it. You see, he's an Arsenal fan. Yeah, you can see he's a bit shook in it. Look at that. You know what?
Bit of Saka and Smith Rowe, is it?
Exactly. Smith Rowe and Saka, innit? Man UFC are pleased for Ralf Rangnick and supportive of the decision to take up an Austria job in his consultancy agreement was never exclusive. There we go. So look, there we go, people. Mayor to Rangnick have ripped it all up. Long time coming. Exactly, it's been a long time coming, man. It's been a long time coming, people. Long time. How did he get defeated? Wow. Listen, because he's been called out. He's been called out. when you're after every press conference, you're calling out the football structure, how bad they are at their job, and the reason why we're playing the way we're playing. Ralf Rangnick is basically saying to you, look what these players are not physical enough. They're not like determined enough. They haven't got the fitness in their legs. He's talking about that. He's talking about what is going on at the football club. He's talking about that. Matt Judge probably would lead. Matt Judge is probably at Leeds or United, destroyed our club, and now pissed. There we go. There we go.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Listen, there we go. A lot of people saying if he stop picking you from the Glazers audit work through, we'll get a joke and be so. Yeah, exactly, bro. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just if you get that Richard Arnold in.
Listen. Though, just on Richard Arnold though. I'll put the question to you, Rudy. Do you think he has distanced himself from football operations, though? Because you're not hearing a lot about his name being mentioned like Ed Woodward was, are you? Around footballing operations.
Well, it depends. You know what? That's what I'm saying to you. Something had to change. Something had to change. I'm not giving any of them any credit because for 10 years, they're all part of it, looking at each other. All right, pal. All right, mate. All right, cheers, mate. No, I'm not giving any of them any credit. At the end of the day, the credit Fergie, Tom, gave us so much ahead. Fergie took the baton and ran with it and got us into an incredible position. And the bankers came in and destroyed everything and set us 10 years back. So they're not getting any credit from me until I see things improving properly. At the moment, that's what we're hoping, what we're wishing. But like you said, Tom, we're owned by toxic people, Glazers.
Yeah, bankers.
So we'll see what happens. No, Marina, people saying, listen, big up Alien Tenno, he's saying this there. I'm getting hate from Liverpool and City fans already. They're shitting themselves, you know. And my revenge will be so sweet. Big up, man. Big up. No, Marina, but the same person that got Kai Havertz for almost something. No, thank you. No, we're not having it.
No, we're not having it.
We want somebody new, mate. She can stay where she is. Big up. She's done.
Do you know something, right? I tell you a good place where you get a lot of good negotiators. Austria.
Yeah.
Austrian banks or Switzerland. They're brilliant for negotiators because there's a lot of the European banking system go through those two countries. Because we know about Swiss banks, don't we? We know about the Austrian, German like banking system and how it works in Europe and stuff. That's where I would presume that if you're going to go for a negotiator, you should look anyway. That's where I would look anyway if I was in John Murtaugh's position. If you're going to go, but I hope we go for an outside. That's what I want. I want outside people. I don't want people who's been in the darkness for 10 years at the club and we've never heard of them. I want somebody new and fresh. We need fresh ideas at the football club. That's what I think we need. I don't know about the Uniriden.
Exactly. Listen. At the end of the day, we will see what happened to this football club. But big up everybody. DJ Snowy, big up. Judge wasn't a football guy, and Woodward's and the Glazers doing. Not only that they let it carry on all this time, just shows how the Glazers have no interest. Exactly. Blair blocked Sky bid for United, but yeah, he did because the fans kicked off about it. We were like, "Nah, we're not getting beat by Sky," and it would have been the biggest conflict of interest. Imagine Sky, who showed a bit of football, owning Man United. Nah.
Yeah,
it would have been
like having Man United TV.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Listen, big up to every one of you. Seriously, it's over 200, 300 of you in here. Please subscribe to the channel. Become part of the therapy army, people. It's a community at the end of the day. There's no hierarchy. I'm just an overseer. That's all it is. Me and Tom were just overseers. We just reflect.
Come on, people. We're on the road to 10K anyway. Come on. Let's get subs up and likes up. Come on.
Subscribe to the channel, because if I wanted to get honesty, I would do clickbait every day. I clickbaiting, but we're not. Coming up now, new show. It's called The Clickbaiters. Expose the clickbait. We're going to be exposing all clickbaiters out here who are clickbaiting the United fan. I hear you, mate. See Paul Mitchell being his debut. Sounds like a man who wants to be in charge. I can see Chelsea director. Listen, if he doesn't want to come to United, then fine. We'll find somebody else. But for me, the fact that Matt Judge can't do any more further damage as a chief negotiator, United
glad he's not on here, mate. He'd shut you down already.
you imagine? That was a bit of a Freudian slip. Listen, Matt Judge, come and sit next to me here. You could be chief negotiator of United Real Therapy. Tom, that's crazy. That smash a like on the video, people. Smash a like. Listen, smash a like if you wanted Matt Judge out of this, right? So that means there's 277 you are watching. There'll be 277 likes on this video. Trust me. Smash a like. Smash a like. It's not. This is good news, people. We can't get ourselves to get too giddy because we're still owned by the Glazers. But please subscribe, like the channel. That's all. Share the channel. Neil Ashley needs to go too. Oh my God, I would get Neil Ashley.
I don't know what would make Nuriddin more happier. Matt Judge.
Oh my God, honestly. Oh God, I'll get out there and celebrate in his face. I'll be like, no more internet problems. No more. Smoking that Judge pack tonight. Myrto Madness. There we go, Ali Khan. Big up, bro. Big up.
Do you know that trended on Twitter at one point, Myrto Madness?
Yeah, it was.
I thought, wow, Man United fans, mate. They bring Twitter out properly, don't they?
Trust me, mate. It's crazy. Big up to every one of you, man. Big up to Ali Khan for the super chat. Love, brother. Love.
Yeah, love.
You can be happy tonight. The Glazers are the biggest scum. Like we said, green and gold till the club is sold, people. Green and gold till the club is sold. That's
one of the best quotes, I think, Man United.
That's what we're on, mate. Green and gold till the club is sold. Get those donkeys out of our football club. We're poets as Manx, but we didn't even know it. There we go, people. Green and gold till the club is sold. We're poets and we don't even know it. There we go. Big up to every one of you. Honestly, this is something to be happy about. I'm happy. I've talked to Tom so many times on the show. I spoke to you, Therapy Army, and I've said this guy needs to be removed. The guy was literally playing against us. Could you imagine? Having it's equivalent having a centre back captain banging goals in for the other team. That's what Matt Judge's been doing to the football club. He's been playing for the other team constantly. You can't even be that incompetent. Some of the deals that he done. I'll tell a story again just for those people at the back. We went to sign Andreas Herrera. We went to sign him for Man United. Right, in Spain. So let me just break it down for you guys. Yeah, in Spain, every player, well, it used to be anyway. I don't know if it still is, but some of you can check. Every player has
release clause.
Release clause, right? Matt Judge negotiated through third party agent. Sent some muppets, through a journalist who's called, his name's Graham Hunter.
Graham Hunter, yeah, correct.
He used to be on Revista La Liga. He's an expert on Spanish football. He wrote loads of books about Barcelona, right? Really nice guy. I think he's Scottish guy. Yeah,
he's Scottish,
yeah. They got in contact with him to talk to Herrera. Herrera was like, yeah, I want to come. Matt Judge didn't know how it worked. So what he did, he sent a couple of guys with briefcases, with suits and shades to go and buy the contract out. And people are like, what?
They got stopped at the airport, didn't they?
You don't bring the money in suitcases. The money is wired. What they should have done, what they should have done is this. You wire the money to the player then buys himself out. He goes to it's the Spanish FA because your license for the contract is licensed to the Spanish FA. You then give the money to them, you buy yourself out, and then that means you can then allow to move to the new club. Yep,
because then you're a free agent, yeah.
Exactly. And guess what happens? He sent guys around, two clowns with shades. Honestly, you can look for it on the news. Clowns with shades. He sent them around with suitcases full of money. And Man United go, no, they had nothing to do with us. Because he thought, shit. But we better say he's got nothing to do with us. It was all Matt Judge. It was him. That's the level what we're dealing with, people. That is Matt Judge. Honestly, people are trying hard to give Ralf the credit, lol. Ralf is just a consultant. Ralf has no power. Ralf can only make suggestions. Myrto. No. Listen, at the end of the day, Ralf has exposed his football club. We never hear Myrto speaking like this. Now, Myrto might be clever to bring Ralf in and go, Ralf, go hard, expose everything. Then I have to go to the Glazer. Oh, we have to make changes. Richard, we have to make changes. Look, this guy is an expert, Ralf Rangnick, and he's saying this and that is wrong. So that could be the game that he's playing, Myrto. But Ralf Rangnick fully exposed them, all of them. The whole football structure of Man United got exposed. I've been trying to do it all my best, but who am I? I'm just a guy in Hume. I'm a guy in Hume. I'm not a guy that's got all the world press in front of me. I wish this would have been sorted a long time ago if people listened to me. I had to persuade a lot of fans to say, listen, guys, what you seen on the football pitch is affected. What you seen on
the best example of him was you and Saeed.
It's the direct result of the people what's upstairs.
Yeah.
People go, nah, that's got nothing to do with that. It's the players, it's the man. No, it's about what's going on there. It's about if your house is not in order, if the club's not ambitious, if you're not getting the best players, if you're not getting the most hungry players, if you're not going for young players, other than signing pensioners on their last legs, on their last contracts at Old Trafford, on the last day of the contract, last year of the transfer, then would be. Listen, there's over 300 and almost 30 of you in here. Please smash
come
a like.
On, people.
Subscribe to the channel you knew. Seriously. Smash a like. Matt Judge is gone. The absolute clown who was playing against us for the past 8 years has gone. Left the building. He's gone.
He's done an Elvis, guys. He's done an Elvis.
He's done an Elvis. But he should be locked up for crimes against Man United Football Club and the fans. He should be. Man got on my blood pressure. The guy is the equivalent of football, I'm telling you, is having a centre-half or a centre defensive midfield player who's letting everybody go past him now and again, sticking one for the top corner going, oops, I'm sorry, I thought we were shooting this way. It's that type of comedy football.
It's like Harry Maguire. and he was a Matt Judge player, wasn't he? Oh God!
Exactly.
Yeah, big up.
Exactly, Roy Keane. That's what I'm saying to you. Look, how long have I been screaming about, and how long has the ex-United legend then talked about it on Sky? I don't have that. I don't have the privilege of being on Sky. They will never let me on because every other word will be Glazers out, bankers out. I'll be naming them. Bristol University will be coming after me for I'll be going Bristol University bankers, get them out, get the Glazers out. That's what I'll be saying every minute. And the Sky, they'll be like, who's this crazy man? Who's this crazy guy? Listen, big up to every one of you. Yes, Ben, love and respect, bro. Love and respect. Rangnick, for me, the most important point is recruitment now. It's not only about identifying those players, it's about meeting them. Yeah, because he was meeting those players. Because he was negotiating with them.
Matt Judge.
Matt bloody Judge!
Actually, no, he wasn't. It was the third-party agent.
Yeah, but through Matt Judge. And they don't know about United. We need people who know about United to big up United to these young players to say, this is the best place for your son.
Yeah, but have you ever known that at a football club, though, where I always know it at football clubs where sporting director speaks to sporting director, and that's how you negotiate for players, don't you? Or you speak to, like, for example, with some of the French clubs, like for Monaco, for example, if you want to go and get Tchouaméni, you speak to the president. Or you speak to Paul Mitchell in this case, being the sporting director that's still there at the time. These are the people that you would go and speak to go and get these players. You don't do it these third-party people and get them in. No, you pick up the phone and you get on with it. You jet off there on the private jet and speak to them in person.
Exactly. And you know what? That's why Patrice Evra, big up Patrice Evra, by the way.
Big up to him,
tonight. These two should be celebrating. Patrice Evra live on Sky said, directors of football and agents are ringing me to asking Matt just to pick up the phone. Rangnick, big up, here's Rangnick. My personal opinion is the club should try find future top star players and develop them. It's also very important that Erik ten Hag thinks that, what does he think? That has no power at the club, that has no power. He can only make suggestions. I won't be surprised if he doesn't see through 2 years of advisory role. If Murta is cooking, Ralf is just highlighting the issues. There we go. Big up, Khalees. But there we go. Look, yeah, it says here. My personal opinion, the club should try to find future stars and develop them. It's also very important what Erik ten Hag thinks. Exactly. He's exposing them all. Exactly. Matt Judge is gone. Glorious days. Their bankers out. There we go, Keita. Say it loud and say it proud.
Yes.
Rani asked about the recruitment. We just need to look into look into the other top clubs in England. And in some countries in Europe, of course, we've been falling behind for a long time. I've been saying it. Rangnick, what kind of players have signed in the past, and have you got the answer yourself? There you go. Look, he's talking about they sign up and coming, first contract, second contract players.
Yes. These are the players that you should be going for. Like you say, Nuruddin, You take your chief scouts, for example. At every football club, you have about 3 chief scouts, don't you? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You send one of them to scout in Europe. You send one of them to scout in Asia, and then you send one of them to scout in South America.
Exactly.
They are the 3 hotspots that you get the best young, promising talents from. Those 3 continents that I've just labelled there. But Manchester United, who do we have? We have one senior scout. One senior scout. That was Jim Lawler. That was it. And like we say, like we've said many times, we scouted 500 right backs, and we decided on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And the person who actually scouted him, I'm not going to name him on camera because I'd have to go and double check what his name is, just so I don't expose somebody else for the wrong reasons. He still kept his job at the football club.
Exactly.
Like it's honestly, it's ridiculous.
Because you know what he would say. You know why? Why he kept his job, Tom? Most likely, you know why? Because he said, "Well, they asked me for a defensive right back, and I got them a defensive right back."
Rubbish.
Exactly.
The modern day way of playing is not a defensive fullback. I'm sorry, it's not.
Exactly.
You need to be advanced, but also have an eye on your defensive side.
Exactly.
That is how the modern day fullback works.
Oh, of course,
Probably
I would. Would you not take Luis Campos? Of course, like that. I'll take Luis Campos all day.
He's got a contract though with Real Betis as a consultant.
Listen, I don't care. I'll take him. Rangnick, Man UFC, one of the best coaches available. Also, one of the best coaches in Europe. Rangnick,
Absolutely.
He said, Rangnick, those 2 things, recruitment and coaching, come together. Is in it. I am very positive that the fans here will see the different kind of football. That's inject into my blood, Ralf. Inject it.
We love Ralf, don't we? We love him.
Inject it.
He should be the club spokesman. I'm being serious.
I've said it. How many times have I tried to explain to football? Is get a system. You get a coach that coaches the players into the system. Then we go and buy the relevant, the talent that we need. We identify who can fit and play into that system. But you still have to do one-on-one coaching with those players.
Absolutely.
None of them. Rashford, Martial, not being developed.
And like he's just said there though about the coaching as well. You develop that to the youth team. So the youth team play the exact same way. So then it doesn't take all this time to embed them into the first team system because they've been playing the same way. Just with the lower quality of younger players that they've been playing with. He would be playing with more experienced, grounded players. Why do you think, Nuruddin, it took what? I think it took 2 weeks for Phil Foden to integrate into Manchester City's system? Because Pep Guardiola has the full control over the youth team as well. They've got brilliant young players. Liam Delat. There's the other guy. What's his name? Palmer, is it? Brilliant young players coming through Manchester City. That was Manchester United. I don't know how long ago. Like, well, class of '92 was the prime example, wasn't it? Of the young emerging stars from the football club. That was the main sort of contingent, but we've not gone from there at the points that we have. And like we say with, I think the worst thing though with Matt Judge though, honestly, the wage inflation.
This is the
highest wage bill in the Premier League by a mile, and I mean by probably by 50 miles.
Football, and second in world football for the past 8 years, Tom.
Yeah.
Second. We've never been never gone down to third. We've either been first or second. And we've got what? A League Cup, an FA Cup, and a Europa League. It doesn't make sense. The amount of money wasted. Listen, big up Lesso Football TV. Love and respect, brother. Phil Mitchell on the standby. Go off.
He's been sat at the airport all day, bless him, on the private jet, thinking, right.
Phil Mitchell's like that with a bottle like that. Phil, are you all right? Yeah, I'm waiting for John Mater to pick me up. He's a part.
What? And then you've got Eric Ten Hag, who's Grant Mitchell.
Listen, Chief Executive Richard Arnold, who replaced Ed Woodward, has given John Mater the greater autonomy over football matters than had previously under Woodward. Well, we'll see, James Tucker. We will see what will be done. Simon Stone, football director, will now play a leading role in transfers at United recruitment and legal teams. Well, we'll see. We'll see, people. Dirty Den, Gaz Elliott, big up. Big up, Gaz. It seems like Ralf has some strong allies in the club. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten away with criticism of the club. Of course. That's what I'm saying to Mertes. Play the Glazers, mate. Mertes like telling him, listen, get here, lad. You just tell it everything. I can't say it because they'll sack me. So you say it. And I just tell, but he's the expert, folks. He's the guy who knows it. He's done it. He's built. Look at his CV. Big up, Mr. Structure. How many players do you think will be signed in the summer? And who would you like to sign? I tell you now.
Right? No, go for 3 players. Go on, because that's the average that we normally sign, isn't it?
Okay, 3 players that I would go for. Yeah. I would 100% go and get. It would be for me Timber. It would be Chouameni, and it would be Scamacca. Gianluca Scamacca, who plays for Sassuolo. 23-year-old, 6'5", absolute baller. Touch of an absolute. He's got velvet feet. His touch is like a velvet. The ball is in the air. Bang, dead. The ball is like, can't even breathe anymore. You have to try to resuscitate the ball. That's how much he kills the ball. He literally kills the ball, wraps it up, gives it a bit of milk. He takes the ball to bed. Good night. That's the level of control that kid has got. He's not greedy for a 23-year-old striker. He's the most unselfish, a proper footballing guy. Lays it off, plays people in, plays the ball wide. Absolute baller. I would get those 3, would come straight into this team and give us a bit of a spine. And then I would like to sign somebody on the right-hand side and then a right back as well. It wouldn't be just 3. I would sign 5 or 6 because we need 5 or 6 first-team starters going straight into that team.
Yeah.
Get rid of this.
Completely agree.
We need to get rid of this failure that's overhanging this team that's not won anything this long time.
Well, I told you about that kid at right back who plays for Olympique Lyonnais, Malo Gusto, 18 years old, bursting onto the scene. I think he's an absolute brilliant young player. And like we've said before, you know a player when you see one. You know a player that's going to emerge from the shadows, or is going to be if not a great player, a decent player at the end of the day who can do the job. And we know the modern day way of playing as a fullback. Mm-hmm. You know, you're thinking back in the day, you think about your defensive duties, don't you? Nowadays, it's more attack minded. You've got to have that attacking output. Even if you're not the greatest defensively, you've got to have that attacking output to play the modern day sort of style of football that you want to play.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Paul Mitchell, Manchester United.
His family live in Cheshire.
Lord Perfect for us. Yeah. Listen, he's from Manchester. Yeah, Old Edge. His family live in Old Edge. Yeah.
Old Edge, sorry. Yeah.
Just the outskirts of Manchester. Yeah. Big up, man. Nuruddin and Captain Tom. Do you think we'll see the trophies the next 2-3 years? Because I need to celebrate something. 4 seasons. You know what? For me, I'm not asked about the trophies. You know what I want asked about? I want us to get back competing for that league title again. Yes. I'm not asked about a Mickey Mouse trophy, bro, like the League Cup or the Europa League. I'm asked about competing for the Champions League and competing for the Premier League because they're the big trophies. FA Cup, yes. FA Cup is a big trophy and I love that. I want Man United to get to a final. Hopefully then give themselves a chance to win it. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. So
there's no point in going to a final, is there, really, if you've not got the players to win it at the end of the day. There isn't. Or you've got not got the quality to do it. But even like we said with Ten Hag, go back to the point with Ten Hag, I just want to see good football now. I'm sick of, we've had it for nearly 6 years when you combine Ollie and Mourinho together. Low block, pragmatic, no spine, there's no characters, leaders, there's nothing. Mm-hmm. There really is nothing. We need fresh players to come in who are going to give us a breath of fresh air. And I mean, for example, you have Bruno Guimaraes, for example, gone to Newcastle, absolutely storming that dressing room.
Yeah,
and I'm proper player. So we take it for example with other football clubs, like Liverpool's. I think Liverpool's recruitment policy has been the best for the last 5 years. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Even as a rival fan, I could admit defeat when we need to see it. We have been miles, probably not even kilometers.
I'm telling you, listen. I'm
halfway across the world behind Liverpool.
You know the contrast. The contrast is so huge between Liverpool. Liverpool have got people who are signing players who play for Liverpool. Like Liverpool, they're not playing against them. We've had people playing against us. Bankers don't know nothing. We were the laughing stock of world football. That's why the bankers make everybody who comes to United find it. NDNA. What was the NDNA? Right? You sign a non-disclosure agreement that you're going to keep your mouth shut or what you saw. Anyway, big up S for the super chat, man. Love and respect, brother. What do you think about youth players who are doing well? Lard, Ghana, would you give them a chance? Listen, You know, the biggest thing for me is whatever the manager wants to do, honestly, S. So in the preseason, I would want Eric Ten Hag to look at these young players in the preseason, see, and just think, you know what, could you give something to me for this season? If not, I would loan them out to the Premier League teams. Like Ghana, 100% Ghana is ready for a Crystal Palace loan. So is someone like Ahmed Diallo. He is ready. Those players are ready to go out on loan in the Premier League. Not in Scottish League. All due respect to Stephen Kramer. Big up to Stephen Kramer. I got nothing but love for him. But in the Premier League, so we can get tested, or in the Championship. But Ghana is ready now. He's ready to get a Premier League loan. And the best place for me to go and send somebody on loan where they will definitely play and get a chance is where? Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace for me. That's a club that's already proven that it can give people a chance. Big up Haroon Nurin. Why are United not signing Kamara? He's free in the summer. We should pair him up with two Canadian midfield.
I don't know about Kamara.
Listen, Haroon, honestly, Haroon, at the end of the day, he's definitely better than.
He's better than what we've got. But don't just think because he's a free agent that he's amazing at the end of the day. Because if he was this brilliant, Nuruddin, would they not have kept him on at Marseille and tried to get money for him?
Exactly.
This is the only thing. We need to look into players, and when I talk about look into it, I mean deep look into the players. I'm talking personal lives. Exactly. Are they going to be a problem in the dressing room? Same thing with medical records as well. Are these players going to be out for weeks on end? Like, we knew the risks we were getting with bringing Rafa Varane in. We knew his injury record, but he's a quality player on the day, is he not? Same thing with other players, like with Ronaldo. We know he's not the player he was 10, 15 years ago, but there is still something there that you can use with players. And I think, do you know something, Origen? For me, I think Jadon Sancho, he's just pop the name up there, manufacturing concern, big up to him. I think Jadon Sancho is the big one I want to focus on with Eric Ten Hag. I think when you look at how he's used, what's the Brazilian winger at Ajax? I always forget his name. What's his name now? Is it Anthony?
Anthony, yeah.
Anthony, that's it, yeah. Brilliant player. And you look at the development that he's done individually with certain players. Anthony. What's the other guy? Gravenberch. Yeah. There's potentially some story that's going on with Bayern Munich where they're not increasing price and stuff. Man United should be diving in for these players.
Exactly.
Even if Ten Hag wasn't the manager, these are the sort of players we should be recruiting. Exactly. 40 million pounds, and you get 4 or 5 of them. Exactly. Rather than spending the megalodon money on Declan Rice or a Jude Bellingham or something.
I'm not going to lie to you, Tom. If you said to me tonight, Man United could get Haaland and Mbappe, I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want them.
I don't know. Exactly.
I want 11 foot. It's not just 2 players that make it. We've been down that road for so many times. We want players who can come, young players, fit players who are going to give everything for the shirt, who are technically and tactically intelligent, who know how to play the game, who will know who can get better and be coached. Jadon Sancho out to the rest. Listen, the season's over anyway, but I hope he gets better. Tonsillitis.
Yeah.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. Tonsillitis is horrible. I've still got mine. I need mine removed. Nordin, what's your thoughts on Murta? Well, he's on a good track. I've got to say. I said.
Will you give him the credit, though? Will you give him the credit? I want to hear it.
Listen, I always said, right, that this guy was there since 2013. And maybe he's not been in a position to do anything about it. But for me, he's seen the mess go on and let it go on. Right? Instead of walking away from the club, he's seen the mess and let it. I know that he's a United fan. I know he's from around Manchester. But at the end of the day, I will give credit where credit's due. But the biggest thing would have been, his job would have been absolutely meaningless if Matt Judge didn't go. So I'll give credit where it's due that Matt Judge is removed, because his job, John Murta's job as a director of football, would have been a meaningless job. But now that he's removed Matt Judge, he can take full control of the negotiation and he can decide who it is. So I'll give him credit for that. I will give him credit. And also I would give him credit for bringing in Ralf Rangnick. Because Ralf Rangnick is the one who's exposed to all of this.
And the Ten Hag appointment, I think, as well. He had a big hand in that, I think, as well.
Yeah. Big up, man. Big up to every one of you people. Big up. Listen, we could go on for 2 hours. But
we could do, yeah.
Tonight. We're not talking about how Man Giddy FC. We're not talking about Comedy FC. We're talking about actually significant news in the football structure of this football club. There's so many of you in here, honestly. So many of you in here. And I could go on for 2 hours. But unfortunately, it's Friday night and I'd rather be just chilling. The kittens are over here. kitten and daddy time now for them to come and sit on near my lap, and then you know what, give them a little loving, and then watch a bit of telly, and then go to bed. So honestly, big up to every one of you. Oh my God, yeah, as I'm about to leave, super chats are coming through. Big up Hendrix, man. There we go. Henny XO. Rival,
Henny XO, yeah.
Yeah. Rival fans here. Shout out United Real Police to ETV. Straight Jacket Podcast also. Rivals aside, I'd hate it if the structure was going to that was going on my club. No point beating United twice if they're not really. There we go. Oh my God, look at that. Listen, Henny XO, let us know who you support, bro. What team?
I tell you who supports. I don't. You don't even need to ask. I think he's a City fan.
Is he a City fan? Big up.
I think he is. I don't know for sure.
Rival fans here. Shout out United Real Philippines to ETV. Strike Jacob Podcast also. Rivalries aside, I'd hate it if this structure was going on at my club. No point beating United twice if they're not really a club. There we go, people. I think for an opposing fan, you come in. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, brother. Love and respect, man. Because honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Even though, like, rivalry aside, I don't like Liverpool because of the rivalry. When in the rivalry, there's deep respect there, right? There's respect for City and what they're doing now with Pep Guardiola, how they've took the Premier League to the next level in terms of the football they play. But I would never wish the bankers that we have on those two clubs. They're our two closest rivals. I won't wish it on them. I won't wish it on Arsenal either. I won't wish it because I won't wish it on any football fans anywhere around the world. Absolute people who are playing against you. People are, before a ball is kicked, people are making decisions that impacts the football team and the football club on the football pitch that are playing against you. And that's it. So big up Henny. Big up Henny, man. Henny XO, man. Love, brother. Love light. Whoever you are. Sister, whoever you are, man. Love light. Love light, man. Love light. Big up.
Who's a Liverpool fan?
Who are you? Who are we? Who are we? Come on. Judge is gone. I'm celebrating that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, big up Alicia.
I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating Judge is gone. Because the guy played against us. The guy played against us, bro. He's a Liverpool fan, man. There we go. Look at that. Look at this respect there. Respect, man.
Respect, brother. Yeah.
And that's why I got time for Liverpool fans on the whole. Because you know what? They understand.
They do,
know.
yes.
They understand. They know. They would love it if Man United, I'm telling you, as Liverpool fans, they would love it if we were fighting for the league. They would love it. Because they'd be like, wow, the games will be so intense. It'd be so exciting. And we know because we've done it in the past. We fought for those things. But big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video. Love light, man.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Listen, love and respect, brother. Real talk, man. Love Heno. Love and light, people, man. Please smash a like on the video. And every other football fan is welcome as well. It's not just United fans in here. We've got Arsenal people part of the therapy army. We've got Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, City fans. Here, it's a football. We're talking football. That's all we're doing.
It's a football community. That's what we are, guys.
No, I don't. I wish City and Liverpool relegated. I don't wish that on them. I don't. I want that. You know why? There's no point. Imagine it's like the greatest era of heavyweight boxing. When was it? It was the time when you had the greatest boxers.
Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier,
yeah.
Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, all this time, you're only good as what you're up against. I'm telling you, if you ask Liverpool fans now, they'll be like, yeah, bring it on, Manx. Let's have you. Let's be having you. Let's have you. Right, let's go. Let's go. So that's what will be happening. But big up to every one of you, man. Listen, we'll be live again on Sunday for the preview to the Brentford game. That's the last game at home. The last game at home. So we'll be doing that. Solo says when his rivals is win game. Team shit don't care. I play football that happens. Rashford, Maguire, Lindelof, Matic, Cavani, Van Bissaka need to go in the summer. Big up, bro. Big up. Big up, man. Big up to every one of you. Hot Dagestan FC. There we go. There you go. I'm always big up. Yeah.
Bigger for these.
Yeah. We had bullshit going on with the Hicks. Exactly. And I never, that's what I was saying
Hicks
to you.
and Gillette. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
As a United fan, I wanted it because I was like, big up Liverpool fans for fighting for their club. I respected them. A lot of people I went to uni with on the matches, on the demos.
I remember a game. Henry X will probably quote me on it anyway. I think it was a Sunderland game. They drew 2-2. They did a walkout. 25 minutes before the end of the game, because of the proposed ticket prices or something like that. I think it was to do with it anyway.
Yeah, sugar.
And then straight after that, it completely went. They completely changed the whole landscape of the football club because of our what's the word? I guess they rebelled against like the ownership at the time.
Exactly.
And then that's how they got them out at the end of the day. Same with Everton, with the manager, with Benitez. They took banners to the stadium. This is what I mean. Like, say, for example, I don't know how many times I scroll through Twitter and I've seen the banner that the Man United fans put through about the Glazers out sort of banner. I don't know how many times I scroll through and I've seen that. Social media would take these things and it goes far a reach. It goes all the way around the world. And then you get more education for me, for you, Nuruddin, for people all over the globe who are Manchester United fans. And you learn more about what's actually going on at this football club and how we are run.
Exactly. Listen, big up, man. Big Haroon says, Nuruddin, you said earlier, we scouted loads of right backs. If that's true, does that mean that our scouts rated Wan-Bissaka higher than Hakimi? Yeah, Hakimi would have been brilliant, but apparently what United wanted, because remember the season before that, we conceded so many goals with Jose. When Luis Faria? I think Luis Faria left.
Louis Farry, yeah.
When Luis Faria left Jose's batty fell out. His backside fell out. He didn't know how to organize the defense because he was the coach that was doing it. And then we were conceding goals right, left, and center. So he gets sacked. Oli comes in, and then the scouting team says, "Oh, we need to scout a right back, defensively sound right back," and that's what they got. But then people should not have been told that. They were just doing what they've been told. But anyway, of course we should have. Big up Mohammed Hassan Iljaz said, Nuruddin, are you happy with the structure changing? I'm absolutely over the moon. My name is Mr. Structure, bro. It's in the title. The clue's in the title. Do you think we're on our way back under this ownership? Hopefully. I'm begging, I'm wishing, I'm praying so much. We want that. Big up Tom, man. I think his battery died. Tom, if you got that, here he is, Tom, to come back there.
Things don't change to the with Neil Ashton. I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true.
Neil Ashton kicked Tom out there. See, Neil Ashton's still about. There we go, man. Listen, we will end with this, man. Big up Nuruddin and Tom. Real talk, therapy, real change.
Yeah, man.
We await, people. We await. That's why I'm not giving out too many credits until I see. But I'll end and summarize with this, and I'll let Tom come in as well. My summary is this: Manchester United have moved a massive block in the progression of this football club, being going back to a football club. In terms of the chief negotiator in the last 8 years has been Matt Judge. The guy's been handing out transfers, handing out wages, right, left, and centre. The guy's been getting players in. Negotiating through third party agents for a long time, never directly negotiating with a club, finding out what the players are like, finding out the characters, the capabilities of the players. Just an absolute inadequate fella out of his job. The guy that was literally, if he was equivalent to a football, it would be a centre back or a centre midfield player that's literally shooting our own goal, scoring, banging in winners for the other team. That's what Matt Judge has been doing. So I am so happy and glad that he's gone out of here. I will always be happy. Now we'll see who they replace him with. Now we see what changes they're bringing to the football club. But love, light, big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video. We've had over 300 people watching, 350, 360 tonight. So please smash a like on the video. Tom, last word of the show. Go to you, bro. Go ahead.
Glazers out. There we go.
Boom.
That's the last word.
There we go.
There you go. You even put the Jordy Fingers quote up there as well. Took the words out of my mouth. That was perfect timing.
Perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. Listen, love, light, and respect, people. Win, lose, or draw. Matt Judge in or out. Glazers out. The other bankers out. Everybody out, people. Till we get back to having proper football team run by a proper footballing people. A football club with a heart and soul. That's heart of a community. That's what Man United are. We need to get back to that. Big up to every one of you, man.
Big up, everyone.
It's been an absolutely brilliant show tonight. I've enjoyed it. For once, we're talking about real news that happened, what's happening. But now it's wait and see game. And the last thing I will say about this is that the new structure will take time to get in shape. They'll make mistakes. But what they will do is give us a chance to compete. Because even if they make mistakes, they'll quickly learn from them and they'll just make better ones. Here we go. I think the problem now, though, social media is strong now compared to 10, 15 years ago. Fan protests, weekend as protests. Hope you guys can get something out of it. Yeah, man, we need to keep the pressure up. Keep the pressure up, people. That's what we need. If the structure has really changed, it could finally be a new era and get Paul Mitchell in now. Let's awaken the sleeping giant. Boom. There we go. Edgy Bandit. Big up,
man.
Big up. That's all we want. There we go.
Yeah.
Awaken the sleeping giant. That's all we're doing, man. Big up. Love, light. Take care, people. Love, light. Respect.
Yeah. Love,
Games out 24/7, 365 days a year, 7 days a week. Peace. Tom, actually, sorry, Tom Journalist 1 on Twitter, people. Follow him on there. Tom
Yeah. So subscribe, like, and share the channel, guys. Come on.
Sicario, there we go. I follow you that. 2 years. 2 years for and hopefully when he gets back properly. That's what we have to wait and see. Because we're still owned by the Glazers, Sicario. We're still owned by the Glazers. But peace, love, light. Take care, people.